guys, and welcome back to Battlefront updates and some huge Star Wars Battlefront news. Yesterday a new issue of the Star Wars Insider was released, and in it Dennis Bramwell revealed a ton of new details regarding the Death Star DLC, including hero abilities and much more. Shout out to Born Into Attitude on Reddit for providing images and transcripts from the magazine. I gotta say that I'm very impressed about how close I was with my speculation on both CHEWIE and Bossk, and I'm glad that I uploaded my Bossk video yesterday before this info got out. So, what new details do we have? Let's start off with Chewbacca. Dennis says that he is all about his bowcaster and that he already had a star card for it, but CHEWIE can do a lot more with the weapon. The more people he defeats, the more bolts he can shoot. It's a bit unclear if that means more bolts as in faster or more bolts as in at the same time like with the star card. If it's a speed boost, it's actually exactly what I suggested in my speculation video, which is pretty cool. He also has a specific ability that doubles the amount of bolts you can fire. If you build it up, he becomes pretty powerful. So if I understand correctly, that means that both his trait and one of his abilities will be focused around his bowcaster, which makes sense considering that the bowcaster really should be his main weapon. He can also smash people at short range, which was another kind of expected ability as he is a quite physical warrior. And lastly, he will have a Wookiee roar that makes people frightened and disoriented. That sounds very interesting, and I'm curious on what exact effect that will have. It might be a bit like a mix of the flashbang and something else, because I'm not really sure how else they can portray disorientation and fear in the game. Moving on, we have new details on Bossk as well. Like I speculated yesterday, he will actually have a regenerative ability, because Trandoshans can regenerate the limbs, and the way Dennis explains this is that normally heroes can't regenerate their health except for hero pickups, but Bossk can restore health by killing enemies, which is pretty cool. Because of the fact that he's a bounty hunter, he will apparently have an infrared sight on his blaster, and he will have an ability where he drops down a Deoxys grenade on the floor and then performs an acrobatic reptilian jump into safety. That sounds like a really cool ability to see, but it doesn't sound that good considering that a Deoxys grenade is quite weak, but we will see in time how it works out. I think seeing his Relby with an infrared sight is going to be pretty damn epic though. Moving on, Dennis also confirms new hero outfits coming to the game. First off, we have the original Leia outfit that she wears in A New Hope, which is really good to hear as it will fit right into the Death Star environment. Apparently Luke and Han will also get their Stormtrooper outfits on the Death Star. I'm not really sure how I feel about that, because they're just going to look like two helmetless Stormtroopers, but considering that heroes usually look quite distinctive, it may still work. And on top of that, most people will probably pick CHEWIE or Bossk. Next up, we have some details on the new hero ships. Luke's Red 5 X-Wing is apparently very similar to the normal X-Wing. The only difference is that you have R2-D2 on board, who is able to repair the ship, which is pretty cool. His X-Wing doesn't have as much health as the Millennium Falcon at all, but you can still survive for a while since you can get your ship repaired. Just make sure that you don't take too much damage in a short period of time. And as you know from previously, he can spawn in Red 2 and Red 3, which is Biggs and Wedge. Moving on to Darth Vader's TIE Advanced, it is apparently packed with a lot of offensive abilities. And he can also spawn his wingmen, which in this case are the TIE pilots you can see in A New Hope. In this post they do say that you will get a damage boost around Darth Vader's TIE Advanced, but I can confirm through Dennis that this is not the case in the live version, and this was just an early interview before most details were nailed down, so you will not get a damage boost around Darth Vader's TIE Advanced. I just wanted to clear that up. But that is all for this video. As you can hear, we got plenty of new details regarding the hero abilities, ship abilities, and even new hero outfits. I'm so stoked for this, and I will as always keep you guys up to date with any new details coming out regarding this DLC, so make sure to subscribe if you aren't already. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.